Welcome to the Sports Show. Mike, Max, Patrick Rushy, Lou Nanny, and Sid Hartman. Sydney, how are you tonight?
I'm okay, but I can't believe how lucky those Twins are. They're doing a heck of a job, but I've never seen a team get every break in the sun.
It's like this series this weekend.
Every break in the sun.
One at bat turned to just about every game.
The ball game, instead of the ball being a foot foul, it's a foot fair. The ball Hunter hits could have been caught. It wasn't caught. I mean, it's amazing. Everything, a Molitor must live right because everything is going right. They aren't as good as their record, that's for sure. But everything,
Oh yeah, I mean the thing.
The day they get a break, that pitcher gets hurt. Best thing to happen, he probably wouldn't have finished the game. All of a sudden, this Graham
comes in.
That they got in the Rule 5.
Yep.
He's an ace.
Yeah, Patrick, they've lived right this first couple months.
Well, yeah, but heck, Friday night, Dozier gets called out on a bad pitch, and then Perkins throws the same pitch, and they don't call it a strike, and they end up losing the game, and Chris Colabello hits a two-run homer and beats them, but today he gave it back by playing left field. So
he should have been wearing a hard hat today.
Yeah, well, that's why
he could have got hurt out there.
The Twins could tell them from experience that the man should play bat. That's the only thing he can play is bat. But hey, two gritty victories though. They come back from I thought that was their first real bad loss of the year emotionally Friday night. They come back Saturday, win by a run, and then today they come back from 3 runs down. So
yeah, and Gibson doesn't even pitch that well, and they find a way to win on Saturday. Louis, do you think that if you get some of that early in the season, that the teams start believing they're better? I mean, in a good way, they believe that they're better than they are, and it carries over?
Well, it helps because then they certainly are going to have more confidence playing the games. But
Can't take them away.
At the same time, you wonder if those breaks are going to go the other way. You know, if it's above average, you start worrying about that. No, it's got to help the team. It's got to help the players. They have to feel better about themselves, and after a while you convince them that it wasn't good breaks, you made the break.
Yeah, and an amazing thing is statistically you can hardly point to any players. I mean, starting pitching's been good, but the numbers aren't off the charts.
Well, how about that kid that served as a suspension? He's in 304. Rose what?
Rosario?
Oh, Rosario.
Yeah.
Not this year, he didn't have suspension before.
Huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
He's hitting 304.
Yeah.
I just can't believe like today they had that protest on the play of second base to get the favorable decision, everything. But here's the thing, you can say what you want, they can take those games away from them.
That's right.
They keep them. They keep them, and they keep it up. It's unbelievable.
20 wins in a month, that doesn't happen too often. They won 20 games in May, 20 and 7 in May, so yeah. Rosario's a good player though. I mean, they always liked him a lot. His numbers weren't, 253 or something at AAA, but Mitkiewicz told me this spring he was the best hitter in the organization. So as far as not a big league level, but below the big league level, he thought he was the best hitter in the organization.
I kind of have grown to like that appeal and that challenge the same way I like it in the NFL.
It doesn't take that long. Doesn't take that long.
I
I like it. I mean,
plus, it gets the fans interactive because you're starting to guess what the umpires
you know what makes it better? They're looking at it in New York. The first year they tried it, they had these guys looking at a little TV.
All these leagues, they followed the NHL. They went to the War Room. If you ever saw what they have in New York and Toronto, you wouldn't believe it. And so all these leagues, after they're starting to have the challenges, they went to the NHL because it took them years to get it right because it wasn't as good at the beginning as it is now.
What were you going to say, Sid?
Here's the thing. Even the outfield, Hicks has got some key hits. He plays pretty good center field. And the kid in left field, certainly a lot better than...
Are we back to Rosario again, you mean? Or
well, he's there sometimes.
Who you want to talk about?
Escobar hadn't done anything yet, but Rosario, he's fast, Sid. He's a good outfielder.
And Hunter's been good.
Well, we'll see. They've done pretty well against the East. The Red Sox,
they've done pretty well against their division.
Now Toronto, they did pretty good against Toronto. Let's see how they do against Boston out east. Boston's terrible. that guy's going to get fired.
They're not terrible, though. I mean,
get fired.
You look at who they're going to throw out there, Porcello and Buckles.
They're 22-29, but they're going to get rained out there tomorrow night. So there's a big northeastern storm, so they'll probably have to play 4 games in 3 days. But
how do you think the Twins will draw this summer? Because this spring's been just okay at best, Louis, in terms of attendance.
When you're winning like this is the best thing that ever happened to them. Their walk-up crowds are going to be huge.
They had 33 today.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
You're not even getting into the nice weather yet. When it starts getting nice weather, people are going to be coming in droves. It's great.
I think they had 230s over the weekend, which is they wouldn't have had if they weren't winning.
The Wednesday afternoon game was well attended too.
Yeah.
Well, each team playing like them. That's more amazing is that Houston. Boy, they got great pitching and they're playing great. There's no doubt about that.
They were supposed to be the best team in baseball next year, not this year. And the guy, Jim Crane, that owns it, he just got passed in Palm Beach, $160 million new stadium. So Houston's moving to West Palm Beach. For spring training, as are the Washington Nationals.
They're going to split it, those two, right? Yeah.
So they'll have 4 teams. They'll have the Marlins, the Cardinals, Houston.
And that'll be their circuit.
In Washington, yep.
Where was Houston?
Houston was up in...
Been in Kissimmee for 100 years. They built one of the first big complexes.
Fired the general manager, fired the manager. I want to take my hat off to Ricey. That column on Peterson.
Well, let's save that
because
we're going to go to a commercial break. Then we'll come back. We'll talk about Adrian Peterson up next. Stay with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Bobby and Steve's Auto World. Go to BobbyandSteve'sAutoWorld.com for huge savings on everything from convenience store items to everything under the hood of your car.
Quality. It's the result of shared values. The joy found in an honest day's work. Respect for true American craftsmanship and the need, not the want, to get things right. It's the result of remembering your roots, being forever humbled by how far you've traveled and forever hungry to push on further. Quality is a result. Quality is who we are. Cambria. Family owned, American made.
You're watching CW-23.
Need a car but have less than perfect credit? Richfield Bloomington Mitsubishi can help. Our experts provide generous considerations to put you behind the wheel of a new vehicle with favorable financing options. And we make it affordable. Right now, you can buy a new 2015 Outlander Sport from under $17,000. Or purchase a new 2015 Mirage from under $11,500. So shop smart at Richfield Bloomington Mitsubishi at 494 in Lindale and rbmitsu.com.
Carton staplers, now. Bin liners, now. Casters, now. Switches, cables, flashlights, now. Now. Stretch wrap, valves, boots, now. Pan truck, LED lights, wet dry vac, now. Circuit breakers, fall protection harnesses, torque wrench, fire extinguisher, rocker switches, extension cord, mixing propellers, bleeded air filters, walkie-talkies, now. What we need when we need it. Granger, get it? Got it? Good.
It's Memorial Day, so head to your Hyundai dealer and celebrate, because $268 a month gets you a new Santa Fe Sport. It has a hands-free smart liftgate, 7 airbags, 8-inch touchscreen navigation, panoramic sunroof, and a NHTSA 5-star overall safety rating. No wonder Cars.com named it Family Car of the Year. Come discover the confidence of America's best warranty at the Memorial Day sales event and save big on every Hyundai. Only at your Hyundai dealer. Get your Santa Fe Sport for $268 a month at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Looking for a nice, big, juicy rack of ribs?
Fabulous chops, huge steaks, and the Buddy Bowl? Then J.D. Hoyt's is the place for you. Hoyt's opened in 1983 And Mike Andrews and his partner John White have kept this Minnesota tradition at the top of the food chain. Managing owner Pat Montague gives us a tour.
At J.D. Hoyt's, enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, great food, friendly service, private dining room, second to none happy hour, and great outdoor dining, just blocks from the new ballpark.
Located at 394 in North Washington, locally owned, nationally known, Hoyt's.
Going to a Twins ball game or anything else, stop on by J.D. Hoyt's, maybe heading out to the Rolling Stones this week like Louie. Stop on by J.D. Hoyt's on your way into Minneapolis. Welcome back to the Sports Show. Sydney, you were about to compliment Patrick on the Adrian Peterson column and thus the Adrian Peterson situation.
Well, Patrick has written my obituary, so I won't be able to read
And
that.
I told him.
What's the final date read, Patrick?
I told him to take the byline off when Sid outlives me, too.
I hope he's kinder to me than he is to Peterson. That Peterson thing was a gem.
Why do you think Peterson did what he did?
Don't you think his agent's reading every bit of that?
Not the tweets. No, God, no. They wouldn't let him send out this non-English gibberish that he was sending out.
Yeah.
You know,
You don't think he read that?
Well, he read it, but not beforehand.
Either you just didn't listen to him.
Not the first 10 that made no sense.
Boy, I'll tell you what, you took off on him. All facts. Here's a guy who's committed almost Harry, and he wants guaranteed money, about $10 million a year for 3 years.
It's a fascinating study, Patrick, because he actually has moved his value up some, even though he hasn't getting the guaranteed money. I mean, people are forgetting about what he did.
Well, they got the idea of him taking a cut for this year off the table.
Yeah.
But he's, I don't know. The trouble with him is I think he believes the last person he talked to, don't you? If he, he says, okay, he tells his buddy Josina Anderson, okay, it's about money, I'm fine. It's not against the Vikings, and then he goes,
How stupid can, he must have some advisors that could tell him, keep your mouth shut.
That's why he hasn't talked that much. But this time the emotions got the best of him, Louis.
His advisors might be as dumb as he is, though.
Tell me that.
Because they should have had this under control a lot before that. And by the way, $12 million is guaranteed this year. And so if he took just a guarantee this year, and then you have to worry about the following 2 years, unless he's brutal, which he won't be, he's still going to get money for the next 2 years. It might be not the same amount.
12 million, if they can release him before the season.
They're not going to release him.
But they've committed to that.
Just saying.
That thing is
if
done.
If he falls on his place in the fourth, they'll play him in the exhibition games. Don't worry, he'll play in every exhibition game.
Sid, he is not going to lose his job in an exhibition game.
Well,
it ain't going to happen.
Aren't you happy they didn't have Twitter when Dennis Hextall and Charlie Hallman were feuding? Aren't you glad you didn't have Twitter then?
The guy that scored some points this week, I was out at his presser that day, was Mike Zimmer. First he said he didn't want to talk about Peterson, and then he said, where are these reports coming from? He never told me he's not coming to the OTAs, and then by the end it was, listen, he's got a contract. He's going to play for us or he's not going to play for anybody. And by the time he was done, the public, I think, he scored a lot of points with the public. Mike Zimmer did.
Well, Mike Zimmer's been talking to him almost every day, from what I understand. And he just got to a point where he just, if you don't want to play, you don't play.
Right, but I think
you won't play.
I think he must have missed talking to him Tuesday. I don't think he was on the phone with him Tuesday. I don't know. Boy, the bad thing about it is it's going to go on all summer. We're going to have this summer.
Well, at least we got
experience.
We dealt with Favre for 2 years, all this kind of stuff.
Favre was a piece
different
of
kind of controversy. But it is funny. They're all mad that Peterson wants more money. Well, Favre didn't come back the second time until he got more money.
Till he got to 20.
Till he got, right? Favre didn't come back until he got more money.
He never said it was about the money.
But he got more money.
He waited till he got what he wanted. Yeah.
That's why he was a lot smarter. He was a lot smoother.
And he did this week.
Now, cell phone texting wasn't always kind to him.
I'm talking about dealing with the Vikings.
You had one guy, who we won't mention his name, but he had nothing but problems. I don't know how you handled him. You got rid of him, in a hurry.
That's usually the best way to handle it.
If you can't.
You only had one? That was pretty good.
What do you think Adrian Peterson will play like this year?
What did he play like?
How well will he play, do you think?
You have no idea how he'll play after sitting on his rear end all week. You don't know how much he worked out, how much he didn't
A lot,
work
I'm
out.
told. But
I saw one athlete go from an absolute superstar, Jim Pollard, to a guy who couldn't make a free throw.
overnight.
Huh?
Like almost overnight, huh?
In 1 year.
Really?
So it can happen.
What do you think?
It can happen, and it does happen, because when an athlete starts getting to the top, to the crest, then you know he's going to fall. And if he hasn't worked out or hasn't trained, or maybe for some reason, they fall faster. But in Peterson's case, I don't believe it. I think he's still going to come back and play well. The guy has always worked out hard. Even though we haven't seen him this year, we don't know.
Right.
We heard reports he's worked out. He usually takes care of himself physically real well, and the guy's so immensely talented. I think he's going to come back and play well.
I think those friendly Wednesday chats with the local media might be out the window
For now.
Yeah.
But he's the kind that'll come back and he'll forget about it.
Great, and then bad. How about Mike McDonald?
No, he was great all the way through until he's 40.
Well, I was going to say, he kind of lost it when he was 42.
Is that what defines a great general manager, is being able to trade someone while people still think he's at his peak and you know he's going the other way?
Well, I think that really helps make a great general manager, because you got to make, those are the toughest decisions you have to make, is when to move a player. And what you wanted to do is get him right before when his value is maximized.
Yeah.
And then move him and get something that of more value than you would be getting. And it's a tough trade to make, because you know
They're
that you're
popular
giving,
at the
they're
time.
very popular. You know that everybody's saying, "What are you doing? You're crazy." But everybody gets old. It doesn't matter who you are. Eventually, you can't play.
They
And you
got a
gotta
lot
get
of-
them on at the right time.
Did you hear that?
A lot of veteran players on this team who want to win for the first time. Greenway's on his last legs. Sullivan's on his last legs. There's other guys on their last legs. They figure their only chance to win is with him. So they all want him back, too. So they're encouraging him.
Sure, they got nothing to lose by him coming back.
Huh?
They got nothing to lose by him coming back.
I'm just telling you, they want to
Right,
win.
well, obviously, you'd want him back. If you're trying to win and your salary's already set, he's not taking any of your
I'd
money.
hate to play that game and not want to win.
I was going to say.
That's it. That's the
That
only
couldn't be too
fun
much
there
fun,
is.
could it?
That's the only fun there
Isn't that
is.
the Oakland A's, though? The definition of them, Patrick, is trading guys when they're about at the peak. And
Yeah, but now they're 15 games under 500.
Yeah, finally, they
sometimes
caught
it
up to
works,
this year.
sometimes it doesn't.
watch that, Donald. You okay, time-wise?
I just, we'll see if my watch is working.
Okay, well, hopefully he'll be back. We'll take a break, come back.
Ever wonder, why do I hear but not understand? Scientists at Cambridge University discovered the answer. Inside your cochlea, there are thousands of tiny hearing hair cells. Poor hearing occurs when regions of these hair cells die. Amplifying a dead region with hearing aids makes you hear worse, not better. The result of this study is a hearing clarity breakthrough. Using standard test equipment, dead regions of your cochlea are identified. Then, a new type of frequency-shaping hearing aid is programmed to bypass the dead regions. Only your usable hearing hair cells receive amplification. Brilliant. A local study is underway. 100 citizens with hearing problems are needed to receive this testing and then wear the tiny device for 10 days, recording your results. Call now to see if you qualify. Volunteers may keep the product at a special discount if they desire. Don't miss this opportunity. Call now.
Thanks for watching CW-23.
Hi, I'm John Hines. And Bobby and Steve's Auto World is the place you should come for car washes, oil changes, tires. As a matter of fact, anything and everything under the hood of your car. You're in great hands at Bobby and Steve's Auto World, where serving people is the most important part of their business.
Schedule an appointment online for your spring car care special. Get an oil change, car wash, tire rotation, and $5 on your World Rewards card for only $39.95. While there, visit our convenience store or enjoy something from our Chevy grill.
Welcome back to the Sports Show. Mike Max, Patrick Royce, Lou Nanny, and Sid Hartman. Louis, the NHL got as good as it could get in the conference finals to get 2 7-game series.
That's really a lot of fun. It doesn't happen where you get both of them very often, and you got excellent teams. Very exciting games. And people are talking about how exciting the NHL playoffs are this year. I have to tell you, and not being biased, but they are every year. The playoffs in hockey are so intense, so fast, so hard-hitting, that every year they're entertaining. But this year, to go 7 games with both is special.
Money. This is the most money I bet you they took in years.
Oh, yeah.
Years,
well, yeah, if you go 7 in this conference.
Well, prices usually go up.
What happened to my Ducks? The goalie went to hell on them, huh?
Yeah, hard to hit. He should play dodgeball.
Yeah.
He'd win the game.
Yeah.
Last 4 games, 4 goals or more all the time. You know, if you're going to win a Stanley Cup, your goaltender doesn't always have to win the game for you, but he can't lose it. And this guy lost him.
I got to give you guys the best stat in the history of sports. 15 members of the Tampa Bay Lightning played in more winning games in Madison Square Garden this year than Carmelo Anthony did.
Is that right?
Wow.
They won in the Madison Square Garden 5 times. 2 times in the regular season and 3 times in the playoffs.
The World Series is important for the players to win. The NBA playoffs are important for the players to win. But the Stanley Cup is an absolute religion. Yeah. It not that the other guys don't want to win, but the Canadians, when it comes to the Stanley Cup, that's the world.
Well, you gotta want to win it because it's such hard work. Because you don't get those nice 4 and 5 game series.
Well,
you always play 6 or 7.
Yeah. Well, it's so tough. It's so tough a trophy to win because you're night in and night out. You're just battling so hard. You play through a lot of pain. You get injured a lot, and you play through those. You're fatigued all the time. You try and get rest as much as you can.
The McDonough kid from Cretan had a broken foot. He was playing.
No, I learned that hanging around your guys during the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, they love to win.
They were crying. It was like they had lost a member of the family.
Well, if you look back at it, no other trophy has the adulation that the Stanley Cup has because they've made it that way. There's so many stories around the Stanley Cup. And then now, at the end of the season, if you win the Stanley Cup, everybody gets it for a day, and they take it all over the world.
Right, it's become its own...
It's become something everybody wants to see.
While we're still talking about hockey, I want to throw a little accolade into the Micheletti family. Pat Micheletti needed a kidney.
Yep.
And his brother Gerald gave it to him. His brother Gerald's 62. So I looked up Gerald. I didn't know Gerald as a hockey player. I didn't know anything about him. I said, maybe he owns a bar in Biwabik. He's a major general in the Air Force.
Is he really?
Yeah, and he was the all-time leading scorer at the Air Force Academy, and then he went into the military. I think he retired from active as a colonel, and then he just recently retired as a major general of the Guard.
And I guess the operation went real well.
Yeah.
How about yours?
Pat's doing good.
He's doing very well, which is great.
Real good.
Yeah, that's good. Now, the Wild, is this going to be an active free agent summer form? What do you think?
Well, I don't know
July 1
how
hits.
active. This week, they got to
Paul Martin, I've said all along.
They got to announce Dubnyk pretty soon.
Yeah.
You saw, Ottawa's already signed their goaltender, so that sort of set the bar. Dubnyk will come in around there. Then they got to work on Chris Stewart because he is an important player.
Are they going to keep him?
I would hope they keep him. They're going to need somebody.
He didn't do much.
During the regular season? There are 2 seasons. You got to get to the playoffs.
He might have frightened a few people, but he didn't do much.
And he played pretty well.
Who played very well?
Chris Stewart, right up until the playoffs. In the first round, he was good too. The last couple of games, he wasn't good. They need a guy like him.
Chris Stewart.
And then they're going to have to sign a defenseman or 2. And I know Paul Martin's interested in coming back, and he'll have to take a heck of a pay cut. He made about 5.
Now, are they going to let Spurgeon go?
Well, it's not they'd let him go. He's still got another year in contract, but he would be a piece where they could trade with something else to get maybe a centerman that they might need because you got Dumba coming up, and Dumba could be that 4th guy. Spurgeon's a good player, but after a year, he's going to be up for another contract, and they got to get Granlund settled somehow. So Spurgeon is the one piece that could draw something, maybe with something else from Edmonton because they need defensemen real badly, and I don't know how interested they would be.
Maybe they give you McDavid.
Yeah.
Not McDavid. You ain't getting McDavid, but it would be nice if you
How
got
about that
like
soccer?
Richard Hopkins.
It's crooked.
Version
How about-
of something
yeah,
else, the first round or something.
Before we go to break, Chris Stewart, you were happy with him preseason, postseason? How'd you feel?
What's that?
Chris Stewart, the guy we were just talking about from the Wild.
What about him?
Were you happy with him or not? Should they re-sign
Yeah,
him?
very happy. I'm always happy.
I forgot. You're just a happy guy all the time. I forgot. Take a break, come back.
If you guys could go on a free shopping spree anywhere, where would you go? I'd go to the grocery store. Pizza, ice cream. I'd go shop for clothes. You know where I go? I'd go to Ticket King. Ticket King! At Ticket King, you can buy great seats for the Vikings, the Wild, the Timberwolves, and of course the Twins. We love the Twins. Yep, this is where I go. Vikings, Twins, Wild, Timberwolves, Gophers, theater, and concerts too. For details, go to TicketKingOnline.com. Any ticket, anytime, anywhere. It's the real thing. It's Ticket King. Right, Dad?
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's for sure.
You're watching CW-23.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Beacon Bank. Beacon saw Bob Weiss last night on Life to the Max. What a guy he is, what a leader he is, and how Beacon Bank has done it is unbelievable in this community and beyond. Check into Beacon Bank and live the American dream.
Yeah, you had the Beacon Bank guy on your show last night.
That's what I said. He's a great guy. FIFA is the acting board and governance of the soccer. Are you surprised that they had their hand out and were taking money? Now they're the
bunch
accusation.
of crooks.
Why? What's the deal there? What do we got?
I don't know. How can you be as crooked as they are and re-elect the head, the
You
CEO?
got me, man. The professional wrestling's got nothing on this.
Bladder.
You know what my problem with soccer is? My number one problem?
Nobody scores goals.
Well, no. Too many initials. You know, they're taking money from CONCACAF to FIFA to... What the hell are they talking about? I don't know what they're talking about.
What's your take on it, Patrick?
Well, here's the problem. They got 200 and, I believe, 20 countries, and they all have one vote. So you know, it'd be hard to bribe the entire English delegation, right? England, but you can bribe a guy from Martinique, you know, or Mozambique or something. You know, one guy, it's easy to bribe one guy, and they got it, so that's what they do.
Louis, what'd you think?
It's amazing to me that a guy that has been in that position as long as Bladder's been there and have all that going around and all that money, $150 million going, and he didn't know anything about it.
Well,
he's either the dumbest guy that's ever been in the world or the slippery
What's interesting
And we
is-
know he's not dumb, so he's a slippery
What's interesting is Switzerland, which is famous for protecting crooks' money, is in on the investigation here.
How come they didn't know about this for a long time?
Oh, everybody.
Takes a while to
It's
build
been
the
out
case.
there for 20 years.
It's like the mafia. Everybody knew it was going
The
on.
rumors have been of 15 years. They've had rumors.
Yeah, it's like the mafia. Everybody knows what's
What
going
I
on.
love, though, is all the outrages. Fat old sports columnists around the country like me who don't know a soccer ball
Are outraged.
from a dart are all outraged about Sepp Blatter, for God's
Let's
sake.
go down to our final segment. Sydney, your chance to polish this thing off like you've done with such grandeur over the last several weeks.
Mr. Peterson will be signed by the end of next week.
He is signed.
I'm predicting he'll be there by Friday.
They thought he'd be here before the training camp, for sure.
Oh, I didn't. No.
Yeah, you did.
I've been right about Peterson from the word go.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Bobby and Steve's Auto World. Go to BobbyandSteve'sAutoWorld.com for huge savings on everything from convenience store items to everything under the hood of your car.